Since Edison invented the light bulb over 100 years ago, we've become completely dependent on electrical lighting. Lighting is an extremely wasteful use of electricity. It currently uses 20% of electricity in Irish homes, well above EU averages. Every night our homes, cities and commercial buildings are lit up at an enormous cost and waste. The phasing out of tungsten filament bulbs is a critical part of our strategy to reduce excessive energy use and lower CO2 emissions. If we all changed 4 conventional bulbs in our homes, we'd save a whopping €24 million a year and 115,000 tonnes in CO2 emissions. I find out about Ireland's lighting revolution with energy efficiency expert Ian Burke, who tells us about the upcoming lighting regulation that's being introduced this year. There's a ban coming on tungsten filament bulbs. What's wrong with this?
It's using 95% of the energy is going out in heat, and only about 5% has been used for light.
So within this, there's a filament. That's tungsten, is it?
Yes, tungsten, yeah.
And that glows at what temperature?
That glows at about 2,200
degrees.
Degrees, yeah.
Wow.
And it burns out.
So that's why it's so hot.
That's why it's so hot, and 95% of electricity that's used is used to heat that. This is the equivalent now. That's an energy-saving bulb. That's 20 watts.
CFL, is it?
CFL.
Right.
Only using 20 watts, and it gives out 100 watts of light. And as you can see, Duncan, they come on straight away. It's not like the older type bulbs. The older CFLs didn't have an electronic start.
So this comes on immediately at full amount?
New technology comes on at full amount, straight away. So you're saving 80% of your electricity costs by changing over to energy-saving bulbs.
Very good. So 1/5 of the cost. And how long do these last compared to these?
They will last for approximately 10,000 hours, as opposed to 2,000 hours they last.
So 5 times the life?
5 times the life, yeah.
Now, what have you got a chandelier? What would you say?
For chandelier, this would be your old, that's your old candle bulb.
One. How many watts is that?
That's a 40 watt incandescent bulb. And the equivalent to that would be your little, that's your bulb here. That's only using 7 watts. And that's giving out the equivalent to 40 watts.
In most people's kitchens today, they have spotlights, recessed spotlights in the ceilings. They're very common. I'm not a great believer in them, by the way, but most people have them.
They're very, very hot, and that's why they blow so fast. Everybody has problems with those. It's because they generate such heat, and the average inside the kitchen would be 10 of those in every kitchen.
So what's the equivalent to this 50 watt halogen?
The equivalent to that one now, Duncan, is 2 watt LED, super bright.
2 watt?
It's only using 2 watts.
This is 50 watts and that's 2 watts?
That's 2 watts. It's giving out 50 watts of light.
So how long will they last compared to these ones?
Those ones last about 2,000 hours, and these ones will last between 20 and 50,000 hours.
10 kitchen spotlights on for 10 hours every day would cost you €365 per year. 10 LED spotlights would dramatically lower your electricity costs to €15 per year. You're saving €350 a year.
You're saving €350 a year. So
and you're going to get 15 times the life of this.
That's right.
Times the life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
It's incredible.
Sense. That's right.
We're not going to be able to buy the standard bulbs from June.
That's right, yeah.
Really, does it make any sense to have the old lights? I mean, for example, if you've got 20 bulbs in your house at the moment, would it make more economic sense to take them all out now?
Of course it would. Well, they could change as each bulb blows if people wanted to, but it would make sense to change our bulbs. The big problem people had was the bulbs weren't bright enough before. That was our biggest problem from going around the country. Everyone said they're not bright enough. But as you can see now, they are.
Don't forget that it's very important to switch off lighting and electrical appliances when not in use, even if fitted with energy-saving bulbs.